Okay, here we go, everybody. Hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review on 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 2, Episode 5, Seeds of Doubt. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews, thank you. I was on my other channel recording this damn thing, and I kept saying to myself, where is everybody? Until someone at the bottom was like, she got to take this and put this on it. Whatever. Anyway, I'm here. Live, loud, and in living color to do this damn review. Look, this episode was like up and down. And so I had to take a whole lot of notes. And I'm telling you, I got a big ass sheet of paper that I took these notes on. So you know what, y'all, buckle up. Let's get ready and let's get ready to rumble. We open up this episode with John. John and that damn Rachel. Okay, so we see Rachel at the house, at John's mom's house, and basically, you know, she's going out to meet John's friends. And so she has to leave her baby with John's mother. She says she's a little apprehensive about doing that because she's never left her baby with anybody before. And so basically, you know, I'm like, okay, the mother ain't gonna do nothing to the damn baby. She tells the mother, you know, if the baby cries for 10 consecutive minutes, then get a baby a bottle because she's hungry. Who the hell gonna sit there and time how long a baby cries? You know, like you're gonna be like, okay, 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Like, really? I think that most women, we instinctively know when a baby is hungry, when you can't, you know, rub it and squeeze it and all that kind of stuff that John wants to do to it. Obviously, the baby is hungry. So anyway, I digress. She moves on and she goes to the restaurant, and there we meet Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels are two of John's friends. He grew up with them. He said that they, you know, did a whole lot of romping together and, you know, stamping together. And so these are his best buds. And I noticed that the friends, when they had met with John before, they had on lumberjack outfits and, you know, was looking like little trolls. And now this week they looking like businessmen. And I said, okay, all right. We up for the upgrade. And so basically, you know, the TLC producers asked them what kind of person was John. And they give an answer, but I don't even know what the hell they said. So I said, you know what, just move on in your mind, Auntie. You know, we're going to get past this. And so basically, you know, Rachel is very curious about John's criminal past and about, you know, his romps with the law. And John is, you know, hoping that his friends doesn't spill too many teas. One of the friends, you know, Jack, I think Jack of the Daniels, basically, you know, said that John had burnt himself out from England and that he has to now go over the pond in order to find love. And he thinks that, you know, and then Daniels of the Jack basically said, you know, I think that he's mentally ill if he thinks that this is going to work, that he's going to be able to be with this woman in the United States and it, you know, this is going to work out. It's not going to work out. But anyway. So basically, you know, they ask, you know, she asks about John's past and all of that kind of stuff. And so the friends are trying not to spill all the bees and they're trying to, you know, cover up for their homeboy. But the other guy, I don't know if he had a couple of beers, you know, prior to all of this. But basically, he was like, I mean, you know, what criminal past we talking about? So, you know, John's like, I haven't been in trouble. He's like, do you mean in the last 2 to 3 years or do you mean the last 10 years? And so, you know, Jack was like, you know, come on, man, wait. Hold up. Don't tell all of that. You know, hold back on some of it. You know what I'm saying? And so basically, you know, Rachel realizes that they're covering up. Rachel, before she even left, had already said to herself that, you know, she was a little suspicious about what the sister was saying and what the sister was not saying. Look, the sister gave you one of these joints, okay? She gave you the Pinocchio. So you know that the sister basically was trying to tell you that the man is lying to you. But because she is so desperate and wants so badly to be with him, she's not going to listen to what the sister said. said. So basically, the friends say to John, to try to make it seem a little better, trouble doesn't follow you, basically, trouble follows you. You're not the instigator of it. And so, it's like, what? And so she says, well, do you think that this is over? Do you think that this behavior that John once displayed, has changed? And so basically the friend says, John's violent days correlate with how much pissing and womanizing he does. What the entire hell does that mean? It correlates with how much pissing and womanizing he does. So that means that, John really has a bad boy reputation. He's not the kind of guy that Rachel really needs to be with. But because she's so desperate and she's gone over there, basically she's stuck. She's saying that, basically she's falling more and more in love with this man. And I'm telling you, I don't understand it. She says that Lucy is, becoming attached to him. Yes, I've only been over there 2 weeks. So how is the baby already, adjusting? Or is the baby calling him Dada? Is she calling him Big Daddy Papa now? Like, has the baby matured? Has baby Lucy... So the next thing we see is Paul and Karini. Paul is asking, Karini basically whether or not she's willing to do dishes. He still has this thing in his mind that he's the man in charge and all of that kind of stuff. And so basically he's like, can you do dishes? You're not helping out. You're basically staying on the phone. You're on social media. This social media thing has absolutely vexed Paul. Paul can't think, he can't breathe, he can't do anything because Karini is is online and on Facebook flirting with men on Facebook. And so basically, now he wants to approach her about whether or not she's mature enough to, number one, handle a marriage, and number two, have a baby. Because this is what Karine asked him about last episode. And so I'm just like, oh, okay, Paul. At this point, this is moot. Here's the thing. TLC, when you all, get the cast and you have the cast members on there, complete their stories. Find some kind of way to complete their stories within that year. Because when you bring them back the following year, everybody has already done their research. We know about these mofos. We already know how the story ends. And so basically, as 90 Day fanatical fans, we get bored with their stories very, very easily. Unless they're going to come out and they're going to have this drama that you just cannot turn away from. We're really bored with them. I can't speak for everybody. Let me just speak for Auntie. I am bored with Paul and Karini. I'm so ready for them to just totally do something else. And basically, Karini's like, okay, Paul's being mean to me. I'm tired of the way that, he treats me. He treats me like a little girl. But you should have said something to him when he was bringing all those stuffed animals and all of that kind of stuff over to you, Karini. I'm not understanding. But anyway, we're going to move past them. God damn, we're going to move past them. So the next person we see is Ricky. Ricky has been sitting in Colombia now for 4 days. He basically has not seen Melissa since the first night. He says that he loves Colombia and he wants to explore Colombia. His plan was to be there for 2 weeks, and he just does not want to do this on his own. He said that he has been calling Melissa every hour on the goddamn hour for the last 3 days. 72 hours. This man has been sitting up there calling a woman and texting a woman every hour on the hour. Like every hour on, like, when are you sleeping? Are you a vampire? Are you hanging from the ceiling, Ricky? The hell is going on? How do you call somebody or text somebody every hour on the hour? He says, I hope that this is not her way of saying she's not interested. Maybe it was the way I looked, or maybe it was something that I said. Duh! Da 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 da! Ricky! So now he sits there and he tells us, I haven't really been friends with my friends. I haven't really been true and real and honest with my friends and my family. Because guess what? There's another woman that I have been interested in. He said this woman reached out to him on the Cupid website, and basically he wasn't interested in her as he was, with Melissa. I guess maybe it was that her boobs wasn't big enough. Maybe her ass wasn't big enough. I don't know what it was. But he claims that Melissa reached out to him first. I don't think it makes a difference if Melissa was the 75th person that reached out to him. He was interested in what he saw. His eyes were bigger than his. Okay, so basically, he decides that he doesn't want to be with her. But now, since everything has, crumbled at his fanny pack, he wants to now go back. This young lady's name is Humana. She's 27 years old, and she is a beautiful woman, and she's probably the one that's timing up for his ass. So basically, he says, I'm not going to waste a good time. I've been debating on whether or not I'm going to go back home or whether or not I'm going to, stay with her. Now, I thought that her name was, what is her name? He-Man, whatever He-Man, okay? So basically, he reaches out to her. He texts her on the telephone and everything. And she's like, he like, hey, I'm in Colombia. She's like, what? You're in Colombia? He's like, yeah, I'm in Colombia. And so she's like, oh, okay, well, go. So he sends her back another text and said, do you want to get together? And he says, oops, I accidentally sent her a text that was sexual. I said, do you want to get sexual? She said, tomorrow. I said, okay, Bo. She said, you know what? I'm bringing sexual healing and sexual feelings tomorrow. I will meet you. And so Ricky he is enthusiastic with his purple shirt on, his denim jeans, and his gray little kid sneakers, looking like a little boy with a beard. I said, okay, you know what? I'm done with him. Basically, he's getting ready to hook up with, this particular woman. So now we go to Angela and Michael. Angela's at the hotel. Angela got everything out but her belly button. And so Michael was basically telling her, look, that's inappropriate for you to wear. I need you to basically cover all of that, just all of that up. And so Angela gets an attitude and says, basically, I have a problem with you. I got a song for her. Okay. Is that Rachel? John's Rachel? Okay, how you doing, boo? Welcome. So anyway, let me stop. So basically, Angela's like, why wouldn't you tell me this? Why wouldn't you tell me about your culture? You wait until I get angry, and then you tell me about your culture. And I'm saying, Angela, you a grown-ass woman. This is what you've been saying the whole entire episode about how grown you are. Why is it that you didn't do the research necessary to learn about the culture? You should have looked that stuff up yourself. Now, on Thursday, I'm going to have on my African garb, okay? I'm coming beastly. But Angela, this is your responsibility to make sure that you know about it. And so instead, here you are hot flashing and carrying on, and now you upset about it because she's supposed to go out and meet the friends, and Michael wants her covered up. He's a Nigerian man. He's trying to step up to the plate and trying to be that dominant Nigerian man, but it's not working because the more that he pushes, the more she pushes back. Angela says that she's had problems in other relationships, and this is why she's just not going for the bull with him. And so basically, he's trying to hold on to all of his dreams and his hopes and to go to the United States. So he's trying to fix things, but they're absolutely having a problem with communication. So we see Rachel with all her breasts hanging out, going to the bathroom, and she comes out with a purple shirt, and she says, Michael, is this fine? And this shirt, has the shoulder exposed. And so Michael was like, you know what, hell with it, guys, it's fine. Come on, Angela, let's just go. So basically they go, to a bar, and they go to, no, wait. Before they left out of there, Angela said that she needed to do something with her hair. Her hair, of course, we all know is damaged beyond repair. And basically, Michael is sitting in there trying to basically straighten out cotton balls. I said, Angela's head looking a hot mess. So, she's got her arm up against the wall. She's hot flashing. She's 52, 53 years old. And she is just spent. And so Michael says, let me fix your hair. She said, Michael, really, why did you want to fix my hair? And so Michael's like, because you're my lady, I want to take care of my lady. And she was like, look, this age thing, I'm having a problem with this age barrier. And so Michael says, so am I. And so now all of a sudden she turns around and she snaps on him. What do you mean? You said that you wasn't going to have a problem with the age barrier. Well, guess what though? The age difference. But guess what, Angela? You the one that said it. So, Angela feels like, I know that he wants to come to the United States. I know that for a fact. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to use it to manipulate and to control this man. But I'm telling you, Angela, when he gets his ass over here to the United States and he gets that green card, that table is going to turn on you, girl. I'm telling you, it's going to rock your damn world. So anyway, she's irritated and agitated. And so, he's trying to flat iron that cotton ball of a hair that she got. I don't know what kind of hair she has. And she's like, look, never mind. The hair never gets flat ironed. It never gets straight. It's still poofy. It looks a hot ass mess. It's bleached beyond. So basically, Michael tries to diffuse the situation by giving Angela a hug. And she's like, don't hug me while I'm hot and sweaty. And we can see clearly that there is a fan in the room. I'm saying, Angela, just sit down in the chair, gap your legs wide open, bring your breasts all the way out, boo, and just get up in the fan like Beyonce. Just let the fan just blow all your... Just let the fan do what it do. But no, Angela, she's one of those type of women. She's one of those type of women. Michael says that basically he thought that he could handle the cultural differences, and so does Angela, and neither one of them can. There are definitely some things. She said that she really believes that Michael wants her to be a Nigerian woman. And Michael doesn't want you to be a Nigerian woman. He wants you to be a rich white American woman that is going to take care of him for the rest of his damn life. And Angela, basically, that's all he really wants from you. I don't know if Michael is here and if Angela and Michael are still together. But you know what? Let me tell you something. I don't know. The next thing we see is Jesse and Darcy. Oh my God. Jesse, and Darcy are sitting out on the porch in Connecticut, and basically they are supposed to be trying to mend this relationship. She said, at least we had a good night. At one point, Darcy was sitting on Jesse's lap, and the next thing you know, she wasn't. They're both out there drinking coffee. And, this relationship is just absolutely not working between the two of them. And so basically we see, Darcy going to the house, and she's like, okay, we got to pick the girls up and, have the girls here at the Airbnb. So let's just go ahead on and plan a dinner. So Jesse comes into the house and they sit down at the table together, and she starts making recommendations about, lasagna or chicken or whatever, just trying to be hospitable, to not only Jessie, but to her children, trying to make preparations as we do as women. And Jessie is irritated by it. And I don't understand, how in the hell do you get up in the morning irritated? Jessie is irritated before a cup of coffee. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. I don't even know why you all had Maxwell anyway. I mean, what is he drinking? Is he drinking Meester Teaster? Is he drinking Meester coffee? What the fuck is he drinking that he can't get? This man is just so feminine. He has all these muscles and all these things on his body, and he's supposed to be so philosophical, and he knows every damn thing, and he just got it together, but he acts like a bitch. I mean, he acts like a pure D woman. Don't forget when you come into the room to hit that thumbs up button so that I know that you're here, and so does YouTube. There are 300 people in here and only 84 thumbs up, and I would appreciate if you would just go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It doesn't cost you anything. Thank you. So anyway, we go back. Thank y'all for hitting that thumbs up button. So basically, she's making suggestions, and he's like, whatever, baby, whatever you want to cook, that's fine with me. And Darcy is like, I want to see how this is going to work out, when we bring the kids involved. And so, when we bring the kids here, and he's like, he doesn't care, he's agitated, he irritated, and he's like, she's like, well, come on, let's just go to the store. And Jesse's like, no, I'm not going to the store. So, she gets up and everything, and she's like, come on, I know you're 24, but you don't have to act immature. You're very immature, Jessie. And so she's like, I'm going to go to the grocery store by myself. But she doesn't. She's a weak woman, and she goes and sits on the cotton freaking front porch, and she's talking back and forth to the producers. No, get in your car, take your keys, get in the car, Darcy, start the car, back the car up, and roll to the grocery store. You've got to show this man that you're the woman that you say you are, and that is why he doesn't respect you, because you in and out. I can't understand this. So basically, Jesse says that he has to get himself together. She's very, she gets on his nerves. She irritates the dog out of him. And so basically, he gets himself together and he walks out, and she's like, come on, let's do this for the kids' sake. For the sake of the kids. For the sake of the kids, Jesse, let's do this. And so we see them going back, to the grocery store, and basically, they're picking out food, and he's trying to, fit in, get in where he fits in. And so basically he says that he's not these kids' biological father. And he can't pretend that he is. Nobody's asking you to. Nobody has ever asked, other than Rachel, nobody has ever asked a stepfather to step into the place, and try to be a biological father. That is absolutely genetically impossible for you to do. But what you can do is step up and be the best man that you can be, Jesse. You don't have to be the biological father. He's already in their lives. He created them with Darcy. And so the only thing that you can do is be the best man for these girls. Stand up. But see, you don't know how to be a man. For the sake of the kids, they need to split up. But anyway, the next thing we see is Tyreek and Hazel. Tyreek is, basically at the hotel or motel, Holiday Inn, or wherever he is. He's with Hazel, and he's making fun of the church services. He says that, thank you so much for taking me to church and having me in there for 15 hours. And she's like, no, it was only 5. And he says 13. And she says, no, it was only 5. And so basically his brother Dean is on the way. Dean is on the way. And Hazel is not prepared for this. Hazel has a whole lot of skeletons in her closet because she's extremely nervous about meeting Dean. Tyreek had already made the mistake of saying something to her about what Dean had said. See, he's playing two sides of the coin. And so basically, his worst nightmare is about to, be realized, because Dean sends a text message and says, bitches, I'm downstairs. I'm in the lobby. And so Hazel is now, very nervous and all of that kind of stuff. And so it's like, oh my God. And so Tyreek is trying to prepare her. I don't know if they set up this netting shirt, this mesh shirts with these holes in it, but I'm gonna tell you, he's a Bama for life for wearing that kind of shirt. And she has on the white one, he has on the black one, he got his black t-shirt showing and everything. And I'm just like, he looks a hot mess, and she looked like little orphan Annie up underneath that top. So I didn't know whether or not that was his top or her top. But anyway, we're not here to talk about their clothes. And so basically, Tyreek is trying to prepare Hazel for Dean. She doesn't have any idea what's about to happen to her. And so the next thing we see is Paul and Karine again. Basically, Paul and Karine are now having a meeting with the parents. He now has an interpreter with him, because he said when he meets with the parents, he wants to make sure that the parents are fully aware of what he, is saying, and he wants to be fully aware of what they are saying. And so basically, Karine's parents are a little concerned about how Paul has been treating their little daughter. And I think that they really want to renege on this deal. I don't know if they've been hearing some things from TLC staff or what, but somewhere around on the grapevine, somebody has absolutely been spilling the beans about what's going on with Paul. And so the father and the mother sit down and they want to confront Karini and Paul to find out what's going on. And Karini tries to be gentle about, telling her parents that this man is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He switches back and forth on me. And so, the mother's like, look, are y'all having, what's going on? At first, Karini tries to say that they're having communication problems until the mother, pries and says, look, are you happy? What's really going on with this man? I really want to know what's going on with him. And then Karini sits there and she begins to cry. And she tells her parents that, Paul is very mean to her when he is not around them, and that he makes her cry. When she tries to talk to him about, what's going on, he turns her back and he's really mean with her. She says that, Paul has actually told me, that I can't talk to people anymore. I have to just talk to him. And so, the interpreter starts telling Karini, telling Paul about what Karini is saying. And Paul's like, I can't even deny it. I'm an asshole. I basically, I said that she could talk to whomever she wants to talk to, but she's on social media. You know how you say social media. She on social media talking to, all these different men. And, and Karine is like, evidently she knows these guys. I don't know whether or not she does or she what. And then we see TLC flash back to the pregnancy, STD pregnancy test and everything that she had to take, and just the pressures that Paul has been putting on Kareem because of his insecurities. Paul knows that if he comes back to the United States, ain't nobody gonna marry him. We've already seen that he's OCD. We see that he wants everybody to take an STD pregnancy test. We know that he already has a criminal record, that he's an alleged arson, and he's been in jail a couple of times, and that he's a stalker too. God damn it, he's not wanted. I mean, who the hell wants Paul? And so basically, he has to try to convince her. The parents are now looking and saying, you know what? I don't think it's Paul has enough money to marry my daughter. We kind of see the father, he still got that same little shirt on. God damn, do daddy got another shirt? And it basically, the mother is really concerned about Karina. Karina's sitting there crying her cotton freaking eyes out. And the mother says, look, well, do you want to marry him? She says, I don't know. And so the interpreter tells Paul, Paul, her mom just asked whether or not she still wanted to marry you. And Karine says she doesn't know. And so Paul is devastated now, and he realizes he just doesn't have enough money to make Kareem happy. And you know what? I wish he had stayed in, God, I wish he had just said, the hell with it. And I don't know. So the next thing we see is Angela and Michael again. They're going to a safari or to a park, is what Michael calls it. Angela's coming out of the hotel. She got her little Dog the Bounty Hunter jacket, little jacket on with the sleeves cuffed up. And, I was surprised she didn't, have cigarettes sitting here. When we first saw Angela, Angela was sitting out there, y'all. Let me tell you something. She had a cigarette. So Michael was saying, Angela, do you want to, do you really want to smoke the cigarette? Angela said, look, Michael, I'm smoking this cigarette. This ain't no do I want to, can I am going to smoke another cigarette. So Angela, who we saw prepare herself to come over here and not smoke, has been chain smoking over. Angela over that joint chain smoking. She done already found a goat. She done found a hookup person that's going to hook her up with the cigarettes. She said, to hell with him. I'm smoking these cigarettes. So she has basically broken every promise that she made to him. She had already said when they was sitting at the bar with her mom and her girlfriends and everything, she had already said that she knew that Michael did not want her to smoke cigarettes. She said that she knew it was going to be hard, but she wasn't going to smoke cigarettes. Now that ass is over there smoking a carton of cigarettes a day. And she's stressed out. She's talking about how humid it is and that her hair doesn't look nice. No, it didn't look nice when you were in Georgia. But okay, we're going to go ahead and let you get away with the humidity over there because it very well may be that hot. So she gets in the car and she's talking about these communication problems that she's having with Michael. And so, Michael is like, look, I need her to be happy. I love her. I want to be with her in America. Michael has made it very clear to us very clear to us what his agenda is. His agenda is to go to the United States and to marry her. When Michael sat down with Angela with the friends, basically basically, he told his friends, when his friends asked him, what the hell do you find interesting or attractive about Angela? And Angela basically, and Michael was basically like, look, let me tell you what I find attractive about her ass. Because I think I skipped ahead. Hold on. Okay, yes. I'm right there at the spot. So basically, Angela, she gets in the car. She's going over there to meet Michael friends and everything. And so basically, he has three of his friends with him. Two of them she hadn't met, and the other one she met. I just call them Mike and Ike and Joe. So basically, they walk up and everything, and she's very curious. She wants to ask them about Michael's dating history. For what? That's not something you can ask, but see, she doesn't feel, she knows that there's something wrong with this. She knows that the two of them are having problems. She says she's at her wit's end with Michael. She's hot as hell. She menopausing. She hot flashing, and plus it's humid out there. She got her little scrunchie around her waist. She's got to squeeze her ass up into this little jitney and take that to the bar. So when the friends come in and everything, they like, damn, I mean, she really is a grandmom. And so, the other friends is looking at the dude with the little Azar shirt on. They looking at him like, young, told you, man. She's like straight up somebody's grandmother. Don't she look a little bit like Trump? You put, man, I'm telling you, you dye her hair one shade of orange and that ass Trump. So basically, Angela is sitting there, and she's like, so yeah, tell me about Michael. Michael got a girlfriend. He got any girlfriends? So they was like, nah, he ain't got no girlfriends and everything. And she was like, Michael, come on, you ain't got to be sweating while you sweating. And so Michael was like, it's hot. I ain't look at your hair. So, she takes her hair and puts it up in it. Oh, gosh, she just don't have any class. She takes her hair, she puts it up in a ponytail and everything, and she's laughing with that, hyena ass laugh. And so basically, she's like, well, Michael, you ain't got to worry about it. I'm the only one, right? But see, the reason why Angela's asking these problems is because, number one, she's been cheated on. Number two, she hasn't ever probably been respected. She's never been married. There's no man in her household. Her daughters don't have any men in the household. Her mama don't. She don't. Don't nobody have a man in the household. And so basically, Angela's like, she's looked at Michael's Facebook page and saw that Michael is friends with thousands of women on Facebook. I'm like, girl, what the hell do you think? His ass Nigerian. I'm sorry to all the Nigerians out there, but I'm gonna tell you, them damn Nigerian men will show up in your messenger inbox in a hobby, sending friend requests and some more stuff. And you can't even say that it ain't the truth, because I can show you a couple of clips, as I did on my Facebook page, of these Nigerian men that sit up in your box and be talking about some, hey boo, I want to be your prince and I want to be your king. Sit your ass down. You sit. Okay. So anyway, basically, Angela's like, the friends are like, no, you're the only one. And so Angela's like, they BSing me. And so basically, the guys was like, we knew. We knew that this wasn't going to work out. We knew that this was going to be hard. This woman is masculine. She's aggressive. She's an American woman, and she's bossy as hell. And we knew that this cultural difference was going to be a big problem for Michael, but he didn't want to listen to us. So the other friend was like, man, what do you find attractive about her? He said, well, I feel like she loved me, and that she's going to take care of me. She loves me enough to take me to America and take care of me for the rest of my life. Said, booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. There you go, right there. Michael said, this sugar mama is going to take me with her to the United States, and she's going to take care of my ass for the rest of my life. And the friends was like, we can't argue with that. Do what you gotta do, boo. But they know that Michael's in trouble. And Michael knows that he's in trouble. And he knows that Angela is having a problem with him. She gets her ass up and walks to the bathroom and says, excuses herself to go to the bathroom. But I'm like, you know what, Michael? It's not going to be worth it to you, and it ain't going to be worth it to Angela. Angela still has that ring in her pocket. She's still trying to make a decision on whether or not she's going to even propose to Michael, especially given the fact that he is Facebook friends with 1,000 women. I don't even have that many damn friends on Facebook. How in the... What? Where? What? Okay. Thank you, because I'm looking around for a damn spider. She's talking about watch out, spider. I'm like, where the damn spider at? Don't be playing with my ass. Thank you, sir, for deleting that comment. Behind me. Behind me where? Where? Excuse me, y'all. Thank you, sir. All right. So anyway, I can get jumped right back in. Trust me. So basically, I'm just like, you know what? This is going to, this is really going to be very interesting. The friends are basically trying to tell Michael, get out the relationship. This is not, it's not worth it. It's not worth him being in this relationship with this particular woman. And I really like the friends. I like them. I think they cool. They all dressed in American attire. And they basically, to me, are knocking down the stereotype that African people always dress up in African garbs. And so I'm glad that TLC is allowing us to see that they're not, Thank you so much, D. Harmon, for the $5.99 super chat. Thank you, Bill. So the next thing we see is, wait a minute. So Michael friends basically, Michael was saying, he wants to be the man in a relationship. He wants to be the one who is dominating. Angela said, bitch, it's not going to happen. And the friends are trying to tell her, Nigerian friends. His friend in the purple was like, look, Nigerian men take care of their women. They are the men in the household. They're the ones that run the household. Angela said, no, he's not going to run anything because I'm Charles in charge. Basically, it's my house, and I'm going to run the house the way that I want to run the house. We're going to be 50-50. You know what I'm saying? 50-50. Like they know what the hell 50-50 means. Don't nobody know what the hell 50-50 means. I said, this woman is just, whatever. The next person we see is Rachel or John again. Rachel is sitting down with with John, and she's basically asking him about his assault, about his charges. She now wants to find out what's going on because she only has a week left. And so she basically got to get down to the nitty gritty of it. She's ready for a proposal from John, and, she feels like she's falling more in love with him every day of the week. And so basically, he sits down and he tells her, every charge that I have against me has been assault. I have been in a fight, in 50 to 60 fights. 5 of them, I was convicted for them. 5 of them. I've been in 50 to 60 fights. She says, well, what the hell happened? He said, well, I was at university. And basically, when I was at university, I put my hands on some people because I grew up in a rough neighborhood. And so, basically, I refused to get stamped on. And so basically, in order to not get stamped on, I had to learn how to fight back. And I'm saying 50 to 60 mofos? What the hell, was you a gang all by your damn self? He says he was at university and there was some guys that were out there and they were mistreating women. Like he's Superman or something. And so, he basically said that these guys were doing things. Thank you, Helen Rosario, for the $2 super chat. And so basically he says that, he was the one that was protecting these women. He said that the guys thought that they were big and bad because it was more of them, it was five of them. And so he says that, he ended up fighting and punching all of them. And so she says, well, what happened? And he says, basically, I caused some bodily harm without intent. And so I'm saying, well, what the hell does that mean? And so basically he says, he done basically knocked the man's damn eye out. What kind of, what? He done knocked the man's eye out. That's a goddamn. What? Now, he didn't say he knocked his eye out. I'm exaggerating. But basically, he's saying that, he fought all of these men on his own, and one of them, he caused serious harm to him. He said he really wants to come to the United States, though. He says that his life has changed and all of that's behind him. And Rachel makes him promise that he's not going to be this guy anymore. And I'm saying, Rachel, come on. He just doesn't change. He's not going to change like that. And he says that, the thing that he said that I thought was endearing is that basically he said, I never had anything to lose before, and now I do. I have basically you and baby Lucy, and I thought that that was really sweet. But it wouldn't have been enough for me. It just would not have been enough for me. I'm just sorry. Basically this man, can't control himself. According to his friends, if he pissed, get drunk enough and gets out there with all the women, he's capable of fighting again. He says that when he comes to the United States, he's going to be a changed person. No, boo. No, 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 no. When you come to the United States, you're probably going to be worse. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go in these little bars, boy, whatever. So the next person we see is Paul and Karine again. Paul is asking Karine, how do you want me to change? He realizes now that Karine is serious. That she is basically, wanting to change her mind about whether or not she's going to marry him. The interpreter had already told Paul that, basically she says she doesn't know whether or not she's going to marry you or not. And so Paul is like, I don't understand this. Karine, I'm willing to change. She said, when you talk to me, I don't want you to turn your back. She had already called him an idiot earlier during the day because of a comment that he made out of his mouth about her washing dishes. And so Karine's basically done. But we know she ain't done, right? Because she want that American. Okay, so basically Paul is sitting there pleading with Karine. Now she says she feels like she's under pressure to have to marry him because Paul is, continuing to ask her over and over and over again whether or not they're going to get married. And so of course we know Paul, makes all of these promises and says that he can only do the best that he can do, that he basically wants to, change his life around. He doesn't want to lose Karine, and he wants to be married with her. He said they only have a week until the wedding. And so basically Karine sits there and she says, yes, okay, I'll marry you. But Karine already knows that this is not a good idea. She knows that Paul is not going to change. She has been shut down from social media. From my understanding, she's still not out there really. So I'm just like, I don't understand Karine's mindset, except for the fact that Paul told her, if you don't marry me this time, I'm going to go back to the United States. And because, when my visa runs out. So if you don't marry me before my visa runs out, I'll be back in the United States. And it's going to take me another year in order to, come back here again. And so Karine is feeling basically rushed by Paul's threats. And she's being rushed by the time. And she's thinking to herself, I'm not going to have this opportunity come around again. And she probably won't. But then again, but roll the dice. You don't never know whether or not you're going to crap out or not. This man is plumb crazy. And he's already proven taken to social media on Instagram and has indicated that he and Karine will not be coming back to the show allegedly, and that they have created a YouTube channel for people to be able to contact them and keep it. I will watch them as much as I watch Auntie's and George YouTube channel. And I mean, I'm talking about that's a damn zero. I don't watch them. I'm not interested in you. Off the show. We got enough laughs out of your ass and we're done with it. Okay, basically move the hell on. People are really not that interested. They just going out there and signifying and being nosy. But frankly, the television show TLC goes on and we meet characters every day that are more interesting than what you and Karini got going on right now. Paul and Karini, don't come back. Please. TLC, cut their asses, okay? Cut their asses. So the next thing we see is Ricky. Ricky got his little girl or his little he-girl over there. I said, get the hell out of here, Ricky. Hold on for y'all. Hi, Skinny. Skinny B111. Thank you for the $5 super chat. She says, hey, Auntie. Angela must be Nicole's auntie. They didn't do their research about their significant other's culture. Oh, of course. None of them do. And even did Paul and Kareem. They've been together for a couple of years and their asses are still using the damn app to communicate back and forth with each other. How do you think you're going to have a successful relationship and you can't even communicate with each other? She doesn't know his language and he doesn't know hers. One thing they did say was, I love you. So, both of them kind of knew, that, but that's just some bullshit right there anyway. So we back to Ricky. Ricky and his little girlfriend, Ricky's at the hotel, and he happy than the mofo. Ricky says, basically, I got chocolate, I got, candles, I got to make it sexy hot in here. He's got his little rose petals that he's putting on the little sofa and everything, dropping stuff all on the floor because he's so nervous and he's so excited. And, he's just like, okay, this is different from Melissa, you know what I'm saying? The girl is coming over here. It's a 5-hour travel time for her to get here, but that ass is here. She lives in the country part of Columbia, and I'm excited because she is on her damn way. And so he is in there with the wine bottles and making all kinds of preparations and everything. And I'm just like, okay, turn out the lights and light a candle. So I'm rooting for Ricky's ass, okay? So girlfriend, he's like, okay, I'm only 5'6". She's probably 6 feet. I mean, she tall. So let me go in here and put my moon boots on. So this bitch goes into the room. He changes from his little kids to some daggone like boots that look like Timberlands. Talking about he got a 1.5 inch. So it still ain't gonna make up for the time, the distance, or the space, boo. So basically, he goes in there, changes his shoes and everything. I don't know if he feels like Superman with a cape on. I just don't know what the hell that was about. But anyway, he changed his shoes to give himself some more height. So the next thing you know, he gets the text message. She's here. She has arrived. And so Ricky is elated. You hear me? He finally got a woman to come. He said at the restaurant when he was talking about her that he could tell that she liked him. And you know what? Let me tell you what happened. He goes downstairs. He greets her at the cab. She walks up on him and gives him a kiss. I said, go ahead, Ricky. Ricky got a kiss. Now he can go back and tell homeboys, he can FaceTime his cousins and everything because she really gave him a kiss. He is happy as I don't know, but he's still sitting up there thinking about Melissa. Nonetheless, she's going to be staying there with him for a couple of days. So he like, booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. So, they going up the stairs and everything, and she comes in and she likes his ass. She is delighted by all the things that Ricky has brought her. The wine, the candlelight, the ambiance, the romantic ambiance that he's created. So he sits down on the little pull-out sofa and she sits with him and she's rubbing Ricky all on his legs and she's making eye contact with him and she's just, she's just... She's like, honey, I am 27 years old. Ricky is the first American man that I have ever met on a dating app. And trust and believe me, he's going to be my last. Because I'm going to put this thing up on this desperate ass American man that would take time out to come all the way over here to Columbia to see me. I'm going to put this thing on here. And the next thing you know, next season, I will be flying my happy ass all the way over there and getting me a green card and living with my American chichiwichi. So basically, yeah, I said, okay. All right, tell me something good. So basically, basically, she sits there and everything. She's rubbing all on him. She likes Ricky. Ricky is like, yes, this is different, but shh, I got to tell her because this woman thinks that Ricky has come over there for her. She said out of her own mouth that Ricky has flown all the way over to Columbia to see me. I'm gonna tell you, Ricky about one little lying ass mofo. And so basically, he shows her to the room and everything. He'd already said earlier that he was gonna sleep on the sofa, so he goes to the room. He shows her the little room and says, you'll be sleeping here. She said, okay, where you sleeping at? He said, I think I'm asleep. I don't really know where I'm asleep, but I think I'm asleep out here. She said, oh, no, Daddy. No, Big Daddy. You could hear the music playing in the background. She said, Big Daddy, you gonna stay right here. Right here on this bed. I said, yes. Ricky Lucky. Ricky said, I tried to do my best. He said, I tried to be a respectable guy. I tried not to sleep with her, but she's insisting. And a man can never turn a woman down when she's insisting on being in the same bed. So that girl said, she got up off that daggone bed and hugged Ricky. He said, yeah, you all talk. Yeah, them damn boots didn't do nothing, boo. But anyway, 5'6", 6 feet. I don't care what kind of boots you got on, boo. You ain't getting up there. But I'm going to tell you one thing, honey. Girlfriend told Ricky, get on it up in this bed, young. Ricky said, okay. He put that wine glass down, got up there, turned that damn, closed that door, and they was giggling from the back. I said, get the hell up out of here, Ricky. Ricky got him some, y'all. Ricky got him some Columbia some Columbia Cupid. I said, Ricky, I'm proud of you. You was resourceful. You knew how to go to plan B, but you still thinking about plan A. And you feel the need to have to tell her. I wouldn't tell her nothing. And she find out it'll be because TLC told her. But I wouldn't tell her jack. So basically, Ricky got him smashed. Okay, Ricky. I know you out there. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ricky. So I said, okay, next thing we see is Tyreek and Hazel. Hazel done finally went downstairs and met Dean. And Dean ain't pleased. Dean done already had a beer too. He's sweating and hot and funky. And he like, ain't something up with this chick. So basically, she sits down at the table. Tyreek is sitting down there acting innocent. So, Dean is like, yeah, look, Tyreek took care of me, like a father when I was young. He always kept me out of trouble. And you know what? I'm going to do the same thing for him. What's up with you? So Hazel's sitting up there thinking that her beauty and her popping her eyelashes is going to do it for Dean. Oh, hell no. This ain't doing it for Dean, boo. You can kiss Dean's ass on that one. So Dean's like, hold on. Dean wants to know about, the boyfriend. He said, yeah, is your clothes still over your boyfriend's house? What's going on with your ex-boyfriend? So she was like, we not together no more. He ex. So Tyreek is like, watch it. Dean like, I ain't watching nothing. I'm here and I got your back, brother. I'm going to ask her anything I want to ask her. I don't give a damn what you say. Plus, I done had a couple of brewskis underneath me. So basically, she looked, So he said, well, didn't you just get out of a relationship? She puts her head down and everything. And so Dean is like, can her ass talk? Because when he asked her about the actor, she didn't answer. So he said, well, can her ass talk? And so Tyreek said, yeah, she could talk, but hold up a little bit. He said, come on now. Wait a minute, I wrote down what he said. He said a straight up person can answer a straight up question. I said, you damn right, Dean. I'm right along with you about it. So he said, so you got a baby? You got a baby? What's going on? She said, yeah, I got a baby. You know what I'm saying? And so he's like, okay, so where the baby? She said, the baby with the baby father. So Dean said, what? This don't sound right either. Dean said, you know what? You really can see the quality really see the character of a woman when she gives her child over to a father and she don't get the child back. Hazel tells us that her child was living with her up until the age of 3. And at that time, she realized she couldn't take care of him, so she gave him back to the father. But once she gets Tyreek to bring her ass back here to the United States, she gonna try to get her baby back. Why would you separate a baby that's been with the father for 2 years? Y'all need to work that out, boo. How about coming to America might just not be the best thing for your child? Thank you, Ronnie Clark, for the $5 super chat. So basically, Tyreek don't like it. Because Dean is, he rough and ready. He ready to ask all the questions. And you damn right. Who is that? GD, GM, PV? Dean is the man. Dean ass was the man. Because he wasn't afraid to ask her the hard questions. And Tyreek, because he had never asked her the questions, he never straight up said anything to her about it. He really didn't want to hear the answers. And let me tell you, I got some dirt on that mofo. I can't wait to spill it. So anyway, Tyreek is like, so what are you trying to say? Is she not, doesn't have, her baby or anything? You trying to say that she's not a good mother or she's not a good woman? Dean said, that's exactly what the hell I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying about her. So next thing you know, we see her sitting up at the table crying. And, Tyreek is like, no, we get ready to leave. We out of here. Because he doesn't want Dean to uncover any more truths about Hazel. Because basically he has his own agenda and she only has hers. So Dean said, man, go ahead on. Get the fuck up out of here then. So Dean gets up and he walks out. And, Tyreek is sitting there and he's trying to get Hazel, to get her ass up, and she's sitting there crying, oh, I don't like him, I don't like your brother. And I'm saying, yeah, you don't like the brother because the brother straight asked you a question. When he asked you the first time, was you still living with your boyfriend? Was he your ex? And you sat there and looked at him and you had to ponder and think about it. You know what the hell was going on. That's the same thing Angela did with Michael. When she asked Michael about the women and about the stuff that he was going through, and Michael sat there, she said, no, don't even think about it, mofo. I need you to answer. Just spit it out. Spit out the answer. Because with these mofos, they know that this stuff is crazy that they have gotten themselves into. So anyway, basically, D leaves out. He's talking to the cameraman and he's like, my brother, how in the world you going to fall in love with somebody after a couple of weeks? Fly your ass all the way over here to the Philippines to be with this woman after 2 weeks or a couple of weeks of talking to her on a dating line. Is it love really what he wants? Dean, might be some things about your brother that you don't know. You might end up finding it out of my mouth. How about that? We'll see how that goes. Y'all know Auntie every year end up getting a scoop. And boy, did Auntie get a scoop. Ooh-wee! I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to have a big-ass cup of tea, a big-ass cup of tea to swallow. So anyway, the next person we get to, so no, Dean, Dean leaves out and basically, we see her running down the street. She doesn't want to be with Tyreek. Tyreek is trying to get her to go back upstairs. She doesn't want to go back upstairs with Tyreek. She wants to walk out and everything. And so, she's running down the street and he's running down the street and Dean like, what the hell with it. Something ain't right with it. I'm going to find out what it is. Tyreek is stupid and he done made a mistake. And I'm going to look out for my brother because he's been like a daddy to me and I'm going to be like a brother to him. So the next thing we see is Angela and Michael. Angela says that her and Michael are having communication problems. And if they can't communicate with each other, then they can't trust each other. And if they can't trust each other, then they can't communicate. And Michael is basically feeling the same way. Except for he's like, I can't lose her. I basically need to make sure that this relationship between the two of us works out. And so, so they going into the Amazon. Now they going to the park. They going to the park with the animals and everything. And so Angela's like, okay, are they in cages? And he was like, hell no, this is Africa. They out. So they get there, and everything. And, she's looking all hot. Like I said, she's got her, the bounty hunter jacket on and everything. And so, they get there and the guy's like, we got monkeys here, snakes. And she's like, Michael, you said it wasn't going to be no snake. Michael is the snake, boo. He meant to tell you that the snake name was Michael. Okay? That's what he meant to tell you. So basically, they go in there and everything, and they're walking, and they're doing what they do with the whoop whoop and the boop boop boop, and they get to this bridge. And the bridge is one of those little moving bridges. And so, Michael and the other little African guy, they kind of laughing, sitting back and laughing. One thing I noticed about Michael is he laughs at Angela a lot. He makes Angela the butt of the joke. He does it in a very sly and shady way. But Michael is really making fun of Angela. And it's something that I don't like. Angela is a goofball, and she's just not learned, and she's ignorant in some ways. And, she's just uncouth in some more stuff. But for him to sit back and continue to make fun of Angela and talk about Angela the way that he does, I'm not liking it. I'm here to represent all of I feel like I gotta represent Angela. I don't like it at all. Like I said, it's not that Angela doesn't have her own issues, but I can't stand the way he belittles Angela around other people. But anyway, I digress. So they walking across the bridge and everything, and Angela's like, Mikey, don't shake the bridge, don't shake the bridge. She gets over on the other side. She's like, who Jane now? Who's Jane? So I guess she's calling him Tarzan, and she's Jane, or do she think she G.I. Jane? I don't know which Jane she thinks she was, but she felt very accomplished. So Michael said, well, we got 2 more bridges we have to go. She said, you know what? This is how we're going through this relationship. She said, basically, we're going up and down, and we're going up the mountain of this relationship, and now we got to go back down, and everything is going to be smooth. Angela, I don't think it's going to be that smooth. When you got this Nigerian man, honey, who's making fun of you behind your back, who doesn't know how to talk to you. He wants to be the man, the big man in charge, and he's a little boy. He's a little boy. How the hell is a little 30-year-old boy going to tell a 52-year-old woman what to do? Boy, you better sit your $5 ass down before we make change on you, okay? So basically, Angela, tells him, you gotta be the man in this relationship. And Michael was like, I need you to go soft for me. She said, man, you a man. You are a man. If you can't get this together, if you can't be the man in my life, then we already have problems. And I absolutely, totally agree. Hold on, y'all. Thank you, Eva Lou, for the $9.99 super chat. Hello, my dear auntie. I love you. Clink, 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 clink. Clink, 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 boo. Thank you. So basically, Angela is realizing that this relationship is not going to work. This is a little boy. And I agreed with her when she told him, you need to be a man, bitch. Grow up and be a man. Don't sit up here and whimper and cower down. But the only reason why he's doing that, Angela, is because basically you're on his turf, but your money is, you understand what I'm saying? You're on his turf. You're in Nigeria. But the turf he wants to be on is here in the United States. And so although you're there, he wants to make sure that he can, keep you satisfied and keep you happy just long enough for you to get to that engagement ring, and he marries you. And then he gonna come over here and show his natural black ass. I totally believe it. I totally believe it. I understand that he has had so much notoriety in Nigeria and so many people contacting him that he had to shut his Instagram and everything down because so many people in Nigeria were able to see him that he couldn't take the pressure. You should have known. You're on an American show called TLC, 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. We are crazy. Do you know that these fans, us, me, we, us, all of us are crazy? We will investigate your ass all the way down to the track stains that was in your drawers from last week. Don't you know that 90 Day Fiance fans will go and pull up every bit of drop of information on your ass that we can ever pull up? Don't you know that we huddle together around tables and sip tea and drink coffee and stay up all damn night to find out what the hell we need to find out about you crazy mofos? Don't you know we got more Facebook groups than Batman? Don't you know? How the hell Did you think that you was going to be on this show and you were not going to get attention? Man, you have got to be crazy. They already know your damn full name, social security number, date of birth, and some more stuff before you even woke your ass up on the show. I don't know why the hell they didn't tell you that. Come on now. Stop playing. Angela said, but you're not a girl, you're a man. You are a man. So last we wrapped this up with our girl Jessie. No, I said that right. Our girl Jessie and Darcy. Okay. Which was a very sad situation. Darcy's at the house with this volatile man. They go and pick up her children. He's talking about this carrot cake, the one that they picked up from the store. They get to the house. They can't even cook together. Darcy to Jessie, he says she wants her kids to think that she is the perfect mother. Her daughters are 11 and 12, or even 12 and 13. They know their mother. Jessie, this is probably nothing unusual to them, to see their mother fussing around the kitchen, wanting everything to be perfect. I'm the same way when I cook. When I'm cooked, don't be in my kitchen. And if you are in my kitchen, we got to rotate the time, date, and space. I have to be the one that's in charge of cooking the meal. So why Darcy decided to do this, I don't understand. One of the things that she could have done was she could have taken the steaks and put the steaks out on the grill. See, but the oven wasn't working right. So she was like, trying to cook the steaks and everything. And she was like, why aren't they brown? Why is it not hot enough? He tells her, you just need to be patient. That's because you always got something negative to say about it. If the damn stove is not getting hot enough, Jessie, it's not getting hot enough. I don't think that she was crazy, because if you looked at the damn steak, it didn't even look done. She said, we got to get them char marks on it. Okay, what you needed to do was cook it a little bit on the stove, Darcy, and then take it and put it in the oven. You put it in the oven so that you could get it nice and cook and keep the moisture in it. But they couldn't even agree on who was cooking the rice last. Jessie said that he had already stirred it. Darcy said, yeah, but it'll get sticky and it'll start sticking. And Jessie's like, but I already stirred it. And the one little girl is upstairs doing her homework. The other little girl is downstairs. And Jessie is, he's a volcano just ready to erupt. And so is Darcy, because Darcy is saying, for the sake of the kids, let's not argue. But why the hell would you be with somebody that you have to keep saying, for the sake of the kids, for the sake of the kids? You know this ain't right. And I just don't understand how she doesn't know this isn't right. And so basically, they get into an argument, and Jessie can't control his temper, and he's fussing in front of the girls. And the girls have something to say about it. And I just don't understand. So we are going to take time on Thursday, and we're going to dissect this mother. Okay, now he had an interview that he did a couple of days ago, and I wasn't going to come out here and give him any shine. But because this is affecting the girls, we will be talking about this on Thursday. Just for Darcy. And let me say this to anybody who is Darcy's Instagram friend or Facebook friend, who's able to get a DM through to Darcy, let Darcy know that any day of the week she can interview with me. Any day of the week, I'm willing to let her tell her side of the story. Since Jessie wants to continue to keep going to all these little outlets, Instagram, podcasts, and all of that stuff, if you know Darcy, let Darcy know. Darcy, I'm here for you to tell your side of the story. You have never told your side of the story to any of the 90 Day Fiance fans. But Auntie is willing to allow you to interview and tell your damn story. I know you don't like me, and I don't like your ass either. But I want to give you an opportunity as a woman, as a mother, as a sister girl, as an aunt, to tell your story. So any day you ready, hit me up. Y'all know how to get in contact with me. Send her a message and let her know that Auntie wants to hear her side of the story. She has been silent long enough. And when you are a victim of something, you cannot be silent. You can't be silent. You have to talk. You have to speak. But what I did forget to do was Karini. Karini went to the wedding shop and she put on a dress. She was trying on the dress and her mother was just in tears. The mother realizes that Karini is making this mistake. She said that she doesn't want to tell Karini to change her mind about this. She doesn't know why she's rushing into it. She wants to tell her to change her opinion, but she says she can't because she's a grown woman. The only thing that she can do is support it. But she doesn't really believe in this anymore. And neither does Karini. Karini doesn't believe that Paul is going to change. She believes that he is going to stay the same way. That she is going to be in this relationship where this man is going to be insecure and constantly accuse her of dating individuals and taking away her freedom. See, let me tell you something, Paul. Karini is not a possession. But as long as Karini allows Paul to treat her like a possession, that is how he's going to treat her. When she had the opportunity to really stand up and show Paul that I don't need you or your American money or your green card. But Karini comes out in the first dress. It's, one of those Cinderella dresses and she doesn't like it. And then she comes out with a dress that's very pretty. It's singed and rouged at the side with diamonds going across. It starts here in the bust area and it goes down on the side. And Karini looks absolutely beautiful. She puts her hair up and her mother's like, have you thought this through, Karini? Have you really thought it through whether or not you want to be with him? The mother and the father are extremely comfortable with Karini walking away from this relationship. But this has to be a decision that she makes on her own. And so the mother is sitting there and she is boohoo crying. And I'm telling you right now, my heart broke for the mother because a realization has set in. My daughter is in trouble. She hugs Karini after Karini makes the decision that this is the dress. She says yes to the dress. And the mother hugs her and she tells her, I want you to be happy. And if you go to America, Karini, and you're not happy, I need you to come back home. And I was like, what mother would not say that? What mother would not be there for their daughter that way? My heart broke because they really realized that Paul is an idiot. He's not good for Karini and she is making a mistake. And her mother embrace one another. And Karini just wants her mother to be all right. But above that, the mother wants Karini to be all right. And Karini, girl, you in danger. I think you really are making a bad decision with marrying this guy. I understand that you are pregnant now, so you're kind of trapped. I don't know if you hear. I know that his German Shepherd passed away. And so maybe, because he felt like his Ben had left him, that, he needs you. But I'm telling you, Karini, this is a mistake. Darcy daughters were disappointed. They said that Jesse is a drama queen, that he took things overboard, and they are very angry. Jesse goes outside and he's yelling with the producers. He can't even pull himself together fast enough, quick enough to not affect those girls. And Darcy kept telling him, for the sake of my girls. She said, I got to get my girls out of here. We can't do this. But I didn't see her ass leave. This is too much. This is too much for anybody to deal with or to tolerate. This relationship between Jesse and Darcy is extremely toxic. And then he has the nerve to go on somebody's podcast and act like he's the victim, like he's the one that's above the fray. You're not above the fray, Jesse. You are the fray. You are the confusion and you are the drama. You over-dramatize everything. And then you sit there and try to make Darcy think that she is the problem. Let me tell you something. If you wasn't attracted to her ass when you saw her, according to what you said on your podcast, on the podcast interview, Jesse, you said that you weren't attracted to her. You said that she had bamboozled you and she had tricked you. That she was talking to other men on the the dating site. No, wait a minute. You changed it and said it wasn't a dating site. You said that basically it was just some networking app that you were on and that Darcy was talking to other men. So when you saw Darcy at the airport at the Netherlands and you noticed that she was 20 years older and you weren't attracted to her, but you went on with the game because you had made a deal with the devil to be on the show together. And we supposed to be what? Sympathetic because Darcy bamboozled you? You had plenty of opportunity, Jesse, to get out of that relationship with her. But guess what? Guess what, Jesse? Now you really look like the idiot you are. You tried to make it seem like you didn't make a bad or a negative comment about her folding her pizza. Yes, you did. You try to criticize her and tear her down, and you do it every opportunity you get. And so we will be talking and dragging your ass. Yes, we will be dragging your ass. Because anytime you have those kids confused, hurt, the other daughter runs downstairs. See, that's one thing about kids, they're very protective over their parents. Very protective over your parents. And I'm going to tell you one thing. You will make a woman kick your ass. I will not be surprised if this relationship. Thank you, Watona Hendrickson, for the $10 super chat. Thank you. When you mess around with a woman's kids, you make the lioness come out in her. And one thing about lioness, we will hunt. Yeah, we'll hunt. And we'll whoop a lion's ass too over our cubs. Don't get it twisted, blister. I'll talk to you all later. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate you all being here, and I hope that you like this review. Don't forget that tomorrow is Monday, and we will be having a semi-marathon where we will be discussing Jesse. I promise. Tomorrow we'll come out here and we'll discuss Jesse, and I will open up the phone lines. Again, if you have any contact with Darcy, please let Darcy know that I'm willing to talk with her. And I also have some other information and some tea that I'm going to be spilling, and I'm telling you, you just do not want to miss it. It is about Tariq, and I'm telling you, it's hot. It's like that. Love you all to life. Love you to pieces. Y'all have a great night, and happy Labor Day to everybody. Love you. Mwah. Bye.